We were doing a lot of big shows. We were playing bigger places that I always dreamed of playing, and opening for bands that were big name bands. And sure enough, a cop passes me. Tried to make that turn and ran that car right into the ditch. If he's ever talked to me physically in my life, it was right then and there. My name is Zach Pirillo, and this is my story. I gotta say I had a good childhood. My parents were amazing. They're still amazing. I was born in 1978, so basically an 80s kid. All the nostalgia. It was a great neighborhood. It was like a really good, perfect middle class upbringing. Parents had me in the church as soon as I could walk or remember. Not a lot of bad memories, a lot of good memories, a lot of love. Being forced, to go to church every Sunday, being raised in the church, I loved it as a kid. You know how you get though, you start getting older, you become a teenager, you start to just want to sleep in on weekends and things like that, and to where it became like a chore, another chore for me to do, to have to get up and go to church on Sunday. So like when I moved out of the house in my 20s, I was early 20s, about 23, and I got into music, back when I was 10 years old, and playing in bands, after I graduated, and still do that, still love music, but just, getting into different crowd situations, different friendships. People can lead you down different paths, people can steer your mindset to where I kind of just went with the flow. I look at myself as that a lot, as a kind of guy that goes with the flow. So I was in and out of maybe some bad circles, right? To where it just it led me into kind of resenting the church, and the whole idea of having to do that and the traditional things all the time. So when I moved out, I got into music heavily, that was all I wanted to do, was play music for a living, anything artistic that I could do with my hands creatively. So music was my outlet, and I started playing drums at 10 years old, got into guitar through my teenage years, and started singing, doing all that, and to where after I got out of the house, then making my own decisions, odd jobs here and there, anything I could do to make money to, continue following my passion with music. And it just led me, I just kept going a little bit further and further from the church, from my faith. God was always in my heart, he never left. But like I said, I was just getting into different things that drew me a little bit further from him. The music, I just started following that path. Wanted to do everything I could to make it and, make money and have all that and think I was cool. So I got into a band that kind of, I thought, okay, this is the band, man. We were doing a lot of big shows. We were playing bigger places that I always dreamed of playing, and opening for bands that were big name bands. And I thought, okay, this is it. I'm on the path to do this. But in that band, I was more or less kind of a hired gun. It wasn't coming from my heart, any creativity. I was kind of hired in on, further away from my home, as to be like lead singer. I played some guitar with that band too. But I was basically the voice of this band. I didn't have the creative, writing process with the band. So I was basically just, oh, here's a song, we want you to sing this. I'd read the lyrics and I'd kind of be like, okay. The upbringing in me would kind of think, okay, maybe you might not agree with that, but it was the whole bigger picture. I would just go along with it, thinking, okay, just get through this and it'll pay off, But the whole time knowing, it wasn't who I was. It wasn't who what I believed in. It wasn't the message I was trying to push from my soul. So I was just kind of going through the motions, and it was kind of robbing me of my soul creatively and from the light, from source, right? So that was an epiphany. I put about 10 years into that project, time, money, and it came to a head one night. So my wife's looking for a new car at this time, and scouring the internet, finding the absolute perfect car for her, and we got it, and it was great, and she loved it. And then one night, playing a gig with the band up north, to where my van at the time, crappy band van, took a crap, couldn't use it that night. I was like, babe, I gotta take your car. And of course, oh my goodness, are you serious? And yeah, it'll be okay, no worries, put the stuff in the trunk, I'll be good. And during my time in this project, it was, there was a lot of drinking and stuff going on, to where end of the night, one night after a gig with her car, I took there, and gig that lasted into the wee hours, to the point where no one was going home that night. The band decided we're just gonna go ahead and sleep on pool tables tonight. And so at 3 o'clock in the morning, I thought it was a good decision to go ahead and take my wife's new car and drive to my friend's house and sleep there. So of course I'm leaving the bar. I'm not driving too straight and narrow. And sure enough, a cop passes me. Well, here, I thought it was a good idea to just go ahead, and he turns around and tries to follow me. Long story short, I gunned it, and this is a decision that was not of clear thinking, and went down. I turned and thought, I can't get busted right now. I can't do this. So my mind at the time thought, just go. And I gunned that car and ran. And then he came down, and sure enough, he turned on that road, and I was way down that road at that time, and I saw a turn, and I thought, I gotta go this way. And I was probably going, I don't know, 60 miles an hour down a back road, and tried to make that turn and ran that car right into the ditch. I was just very, very lucky to survive that. And the whole 9 after that of jail, So I'm sitting there in the jail cell, and it was literally an epiphany from God just came right down. And if he's ever talked to me physically in my life, it was right then and there. I heard a voice loud as could be that just basically was like, what are you doing? I have everything laid out for you. At this time, I'd just gotten out of beauty school, which was a path that I had no idea I was gonna follow. I started cutting my hair when I was 15, and my buddies all through high school, my family, and at this point, I would have been close to 30 years old, and decided, okay, I'm gonna go, to beauty school and cut hair. So I had this path that God was laying in front of me, like right here. Here's something you can use your hands at. You can be creative. You can have a passion for it, and you can help others, and a purpose, right? To where I saw that and thought, okay, yeah, that's great for some day income, but I still want to follow this music thing. I'm on this journey that, I put all this time and money into, basically investing, rehearsing, driving all over for basically nothing. And it was at that point, it just all hit me like a ton of bricks, and said, hey man, you have everything you need right here. I'm laying it out for you. Why do you continue to follow the evil path, and right then and there in that jail cell, I said, okay, I'm done. I don't care. All the worries of giving that up, what comes after that, through the friendships in the band, the time and energy that everyone else in the band, all that stuff that you're gonna worry about, what family's gonna think, what friends are gonna, all just went right out the window. It was like I was totally connected with him in a sense, to where nothing else mattered at all except what he was telling me right there. And follow this, and I promise you, you'll have what you've been seeking in life. So I gave into it. I said, okay, I'm done. It was hard. That was a hard thing to do. And my pride, ego, all of it, just humbled me down to the point of, I want to just be in that light. I want to serve, and I want to have a passion for what's in my soul and spread it to others. the path led me to become an educator with a big company in the industry. And I still do that. I've been doing that for 15 years, which is also another way that he's using me. He's putting me out in the field, like, educating gets me to go all over the place. So I was like, man, if you're connected and you just allow him to flow, you see how, okay, he'll put all these doors in front of you, but it's up to you to go through them, of course. The devil, the evil, wants you to not even think that you're worthy to go through those doors. Most people won't go through those doors. They're always going to be right in front of you. It's a matter of if you get up and go through it. And I'm like, again, in that jail cell, here it is. It's all yours. I'm not saying no to anything you put in front of me. So every fear of going through those doors, don't think I don't have that all the time. But I'm going through them. And then on the other side, when you do that, when you don't let fear control your life, which is everywhere, it's all they want us to live in is fear and of the unknown. But if you actually take your passion, have no fear, and follow it, everything will come. So how I got here was quite a journey in its own as well. In beauty school, I had the vision, okay, I'm gonna get through beauty school. I didn't miss a day. How can I get through beauty school as quick as possible, right? They say you need 1,200 hours, you need 1,500 to be a manager. So Saturdays, if you went in, you would get extra hours. So I went every Saturday. I was playing in a band, Friday night till 2 in the morning. I'd get up, I'd be in there 8 in the morning, rolling perms to get my hours. And at 1,100 hours, I was out. I was like, here, sign my paper, I'm done. They're like, what, you're graduating? And I was like, yep. And so I was on a mission to where I saw what could be the possibility of my future. And I just had to do the work, getting around people that lift me up, people that are better than you. I think if you're the best one in the room, you're in the wrong room. Started small, and just like any business owner, start small, and you'll grow, but you don't have to invest and think you need all this money. Starting small literally means make an Instagram page for your business. If you're just braiding bracelets, right? Start small. There's avenues for you to follow your passion, so there's really no excuse there. We didn't look back. We just trusted God. We trusted the process. We've seen how this built, and it's been 8 years now in this building. The people that work for me are absolute blessings. It's never been a case of, I'm hiring, really. It's been a case of people find this place, and I just see how they fall in here, how they took an opportunity, and how they can spread their happiness and joy to others, because this profession is literally serving, and to have a passion for that is what we're all about here at the Head Shop. We're a team, we're team-based, we all learn together, we all trust each other and build each other, and it's just been such an incredible experience.